with ATSC 3.0, you have so much more capacity on your 6 megahertz of spectrum, and that what are you going to fill it all up with?
Well, I think what's exciting is that, probably each broadcaster at each station, thinking about public broadcasters, the answer will be different, which is, I think, what's really great about our public broadcasting system is that we all create based on what our community needs, and it's different across the country. But I think people will be thinking about, do we add more channels? Do we take some of that capacity and really build in that interactivity piece? Do we carve some of that out for spectrum-based businesses and services that we wouldn't before we wouldn't have been able to do? I think there will be some regulatory work that needs to happen for some of those things to happen. But when it comes to like core content creation, I think that's really where our heart is and where we want to create more and new types of content with matched services. And some of the ways we've been thinking about it, I can speak just for us. I got really excited in terms of thinking about what it means with sort of open source databases that are available. And so as I was thinking about what the technology allows us to do, thinking about, well, we do debates. A strong service from a local public broadcaster is to provide governmental debates or people running for elections, and I think it just would really be an incredible service to load. And in the back end, traditionally we would say, we have these candidates speaking, here are their profiles online, here's their voting records, go find all of that kind of stuff. But as a producer, you could really take existing information and make that part of the broadcast and part of the piece. So we created a sort of a test case where if we were at a debate and a candidate was talking about their voting record, or a record on gun rights, or those kinds of things, it really could be immersively bringing that information up in a way that I wouldn't even think about going to check on. So you could do, a lot of real-time fact checking. There are things that we kind of do right now already, but I just think that this will be a much more immersive experience when you think about that. I think there's a lot more educational type content that we can think of. Frontline is always way out in front doing really incredible things with technology. I can't wait to see what they come up with when it comes to NextGen. There's some new content that they're creating right now using augmented reality and databases, and to me, it's like the perfect test case for NextGen, and I hope that's the next iteration of where they go. So I think as public broadcasters, we also want to entertain as much as any broadcaster. It needs to be fun, it needs to be educational, it needs to be informative, and I think we're still learning what the technology could do, but we'll probably have a balance between services that we provide in our local communities, maybe with municipalities, smart city technology, those kinds of things, and potentially more channels, and certainly, hopefully, much more robust and interactive content.